I know that it's DOA, dead on arrival, that it's not going to move forward.
What's
and the reasons are that we don't seem to have a consensus of the city council. We don't have African American community hasn't really jumped on board, and the Republicans are beating our brains out on it, but which they always do, but they never have any solutions. And so now it's just not the time, and it's going to be withdrawn.
So how did you hear about this? I assume it was yesterday. Did the mayor call you? It was his deal. Did he say, Mr. James,
well,
I'm doomed?
Yeah, all I'm going to tell you is that I'm chairman of the council, and I do speak with the mayor pretty much every day, Whitehorn every day. They've included me on a lot of things, and so I'm going to leave it like that. I'm just telling you that we're going to withdraw it.
Well, I'll ask anyway. So, as chairman of the council, I assume you did a bit of canvassing, sort of a feel for the room, and you felt like the mayor couldn't get it past the council. Did you have to tell the mayor? Did you say, Mr. Mayor,
No.
I got some bad news?
No, the mayor, he did his homework, and he saw that just didn't have the support for it. But and as bad as we needed the public safety part of that, and I'm telling you, we need that bad. But it just right now, it's just not the time, because we don't seem to have the support for it.
Okay, Mr. Flurry, can we go back in the fall? Can we pare it down and just go for public safety and put it on the ballot in the fall? Is that an option? Is it dead for a while?
Yeah, it is. It is an option, and even mentioned and considered going to. I think my friend Jason and Butcher and John Nicholson mentioned maybe $100 million, but it's just not the way that we want to approach it. We don't want to piecemeal it. We have needs in every area there. With I didn't understand the economic development. I was kind of scratching my head, but when I talked to the mayor and saw that we were talking about fiber optics in the industrial park, and also in Allendale and other places where children from school, that when they let out and had virtual school, they had no access to internet. So that made a lot of sense to me, that we get our industrial park ready so if businesses come to look, they would see that we're already ahead of them and they've got internet, high-speed internet there.
James, was the biggest objection from the council members, was it that it was rushed, or was it that it was too big, or something else?
Well, I think it was one of the things. You're exactly right. It appeared to be too quick and not enough study. But the mayor was using the committee that he had used on the other bond issue and identified these things, the Spartan buildings and all those things that I could see right now after sitting and studying it. That wasn't too far off. I mean, when I saw public safety, I said, "Oh man, yeah, this is exactly." We needed substations, and we need this police station down there. It's deplorable.
But the people said 18 months ago, no, we don't. So you're going to bring it back to me again until you ramp. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're going to keep coming till.
Or do you think that the vote last fall, if it had been, like Aaron had mentioned a couple of seconds ago, a pared down, a more maybe succinct and or directed version, do you think that the fact that people didn't want it it just sank with all the rest? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think with such anti-government feeling there, but I understand that, and you're right. But if we sell and show the exact situation that streets and drainage, I think only failed us all amounts. But look, we've got a budget approved now, and we'll be able to do some things. But this is the public safety. I can sell that in my district. That we need those in our area. We need one in Cedarville. We need one in Southern Hills, and one up north of town, probably. But you're right. It appears that everything we touch is that we're in a rush, and people don't appreciate that. They like you to think things through, but the need is there. Now we've suspended a DOA on it, but I'm telling you, the need is great.
Mr. James, have you spoken to the mayors in the last, say, 12, 14, 16, whatever hours? Did he say rats? Did he say phooey? Did he say something stronger? What was his reaction?
No, I think what he sounded to me that he had faced reality, that it just wasn't good timing to do it. If you don't have the support, then there's no need of moving forward, because it's doomed to fail, and we're not going to go forward if we know that. And so we have to have some hope that we're going to be able to pass it and convince the majority of the citizens that we need this, that this is just desperate that we fix public safety. And so I think he realizes that look, this is just not the time. So why beat your head against the wall? And let's just back up and regroup and see later. And making the deadline was another thing that was kind of pushing us, and to the bond commission. So it's no need of being in a rush.
Mr. James, pardon me, if the mayor asked you today, Mr. James, I want to try again for the November ballot. What would you suggest? What do you think that your constituents would pass? What would you suggest the mayor put on a bond issue that was, I would think, significantly smaller?
Well, first of all, I'm 110% for public safety, and I would think that if I could get out and help sell that. I'm certainly for that. And then the other thing is, after there are some rumblings about distribution coming to Shreveport. We had heard that. I see them going to other locations in Louisiana. But I'm also for the fiber optic in the industrial parks. I think that we've got to help ourselves and be smart and have those to encourage people, because they look at that. And I know the mayor and them are quietly, they can't tell us who they're talking to on business, economic development. They can't let it go. I mean, that's got to be kept close to their vest. So I like the idea of economic development on fiber optic. I wish that we could do better on our cable and all that stuff, but it doesn't seem like, just recently, Aaron, I found out that Comcast had closed the Quillen location.
Really?
And I'm shocked that we at the city and the mayor weren't told, hey, we closed that and we moved it to Fury Drive.
Let me ask you one more thing.
To me, it's horrible.
Councilman Fuller told us one big issue she has is the lack of specificity with regard to which roads are going to be repaired, which ditches are going to be. Residents want to see that. Before I vote on something, I don't want to just give you a pile of money and you tell me you're going to fix roads. I want to know what roads. Is that something that's a priority for you for another bond issue?
Yeah, but let me just tell you, that's just minor, because look, the list is already prepared. It just hasn't been pushed forward. The streets in my district and all the council districts have been, but we just hadn't been presented to us by Patrick Furlong. And he's made the list, and we're looking at it. I mean, the mayor and them are looking, and they'll present it to us. So that could be just in one council meeting, that can be resolved. It's not something that's not going to be fixed. I mean, we're going to get the list to each council.
Okay.
And then we can choose what streets we add or delete.
But the bond proposal this morning is dead on arrival.
Dead.